G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, playing in the color blue as the Delhi Sultanate. It's Crackety here. On the east side of the map, playing as the Ottomans in the color red, representing my insanity, it's Zerton. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This may potentially be the final game of this show match. For those of you wondering about the show match and the way that it works, well, if you haven't caught onto it by now, don't worry. You're not going to catch onto it in this game either. But what I will tell you before we get into the exact rules is that Red Bull Wallalol may be live right now. I don't know exactly when this video is going to get posted to YouTube, but I want you to know that Red Bull Wallalol might be live right now. And if that's the case, I want you to go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch it. Now, let's talk a little bit about where we're up to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're up to. As you can see, the last game that was played was English against the Malians, an absolute cracker, an absolute banger of a game. So if you did miss it, well, let's just say you missed out on an absolutely amazing game. But we move on to a game where Crackety here is using his final OG civilization, and that potentially means that if he loses this game, he loses the series, and that is it. However, if he does win the game, he still keeps himself in potential contention for winning the actual event. So that's going to be it. So Crackety needs to lift right here. We are on match point right now, and we are, yeah, well, I mean, there's never been a time that Crackety needed to lift other than now. So if you're wanting a comeback story, this is where it begins. Anyway, over on the north side of the map, we'll ride on board with Crackety and see how he's doing, as it's going to be a single scout opening for him. No surprises right there. Delhi loving their single scout opening. Very commonly going to be going for it. Looks like 3 villagers on gold for the moment, and 8 villagers out on food. This matchup, Delhi versus Ottomans. Let's talk a little bit about it. So, I guess the Delhi one... Did he go double mosque? But this is... How does... I don't know what this double mosque is all about. I don't know if you guys saw the patch notes, but there was a bug that they fixed where if you finished your mosques at the same time, you got an extra scholar. So you could finish 3 mosques at the same time, and you could get 3 scholars at the same time. But I'm not sure about this or what this is. Now, he's not actually going to lose anything or gain anything from not having this. Well, I shouldn't say he's not going to lose anything from having this. Sure, he's not going to be able to research piety while he's doing this, but he's going to be able to research piety anyways because he went for a mosque opening. So it's not a big problem. Maybe he's just got it down for planning purposes. That could be it. So he just wants to like know exactly where he should put his buildings or something like that. I don't know. We can only theory craft so much. But anyway, keep in mind that on the other side of the map, we do have a military school opening coming out from our Ottoman player, and the first spearman is now making his way through the stealth forest. A very interesting looking stealth forest. Take a look at that one right there. It is particularly curious. Anyway, the spearman now going to be coming out and meeting the villagers on the gold mine. Hey guys, what's up? How you guys doing? And you can see he's very much so paying attention to this spearman, attacking the villager and not leaving it, because if you leave the villager, or if you leave the spearman to attack the villager, what will happen is you've got 1, 2, 3 villagers here, right? 1, 2, 3 villagers all here. If you attack the first one and just leave it, the first villager moves over to here and becomes the 3rd villager, and your spearman follows him in, and then the other 3 villagers pounce on that spearman. So you can see that's why he was so careful about not making sure that it didn't cause any problems. We do have a Tower of Victory. It's back, baby. And Tower of Victory has been in the meta now for quite some time at the top level. But we'll take a look over at the other side of the map and see how we've got Zerton cracking up over here. It's going to be a twin minaret madrasa that gets dropped down, and he's got it right next to the town center. Now, I'm a big fan of this. I like this a lot, and I think this is probably the best way that you can run a twin minaret madrasa, is just right next to the town center. Keep it safe. You can see that I would say, like, if you could have put this house here and then put the twin minaret madrasa right underneath the town center, that's probably the best way to do it, because those villagers are always going to be super safe next to the town center, and you're always going to have 4 to 5 villagers on that landmark. But now we've got villagers moving out over towards the stone. It's only a handful of villagers, in fact 3 villagers at the moment. So I'm suspecting it's probably going to be a second military school added in. Expect to see a second town center probably thrown in as well. It makes a lot of sense as the Ottomans to be going for that second town center, but I think this might be one of those matchups that is probably a little bit unexplored. And this obviously is potentially the last matchup of the day. So it is one that they've yet to play in this series. But we do see Zerton at the moment scouting out his opponent, seeing exactly what he's up to. It's going to be that Tower of Victory once again coming out. And now we've got the Sanctity as well as All-Seeing Eye in the research queue. A whole bunch of upgrades now coming through for Delhi. Keep in mind that recently, the upgrades for, or your tier 1 upgrades, your tier 2 upgrades, and your tier 3 upgrades for all other civilizations were buffed up. But the Delhi, they didn't receive any changes. So their upgrades still work as the same as before. They still take as long as before. And now we've got a villager out here. Going to be repairing the mining camp. And now you might be thinking that he's saving the mining camp. Well, that's not quite the case. He's draining resources from the Delhi player. Every second that he is out here repairing, he's wasting wood. And he's also getting idle villager time. So I've got a theory that it might actually just be better to let the lumber camp, or to let the mining camp die. But who knows? Who knows? Well, I have to wait and see. I guess it also takes time to build the mining camp as well. So if you do let it die, probably just not worth it. I guess especially if you stopped it that easily. But Crackety now with a couple of archers out, going to be moving into an archer composition. Something that Don Artie definitely favors. If you haven't already, watch Don Artie's video that he posted on his YouTube channel. I'm not going to link it in the description because I'm going to forget to. But search for like Don Artie YouTube Delhi, something like that. And don't go to the one where he's talking about salami. That's not the video you want. I mean, this works on so many levels because salami also plays Delhi, but in the Delhi you're going to find salami. You guys get what I mean. Anyway, we've got military schools now coming up for our Ottoman player Zertan on the south side. So it's going to be another focus he looks to go for is archers. So he tends to do this quite a bit, and it's going to be a meta opening here. Something that we have not seen in the meta before. This is a little bit wild. So if he's got all of the units here together grouped up, then they're all going to be buffed up. But you can see right now, this Spahi, as an example, isn't even getting buffed up by the meta. You can see it's not getting buffed up by the meta, despite being literally right next to it. I don't think it's in the same formation. That's probably why. But now, all of the units are going to be together. He groups them up. Still, like, this is why I don't like this at all, because it's bugged as hell. It looks like, yeah, Spahi's still... Oh, no, it does have the extra movement speed. Never mind. So up to 2.16 movement speed now. All right, so getting all buffed up. And he begins moving across the map. So he's got very good early control. I'm liking this opening from him as well, but he is going to need to move into archers sooner rather than later. Just because the archer mass from his enemy is pretty damn decent. So let's watch to see how he plays it. So the big thing here for the Delhi player is going to be maintaining control of his food. And at the same time, looking to try and gain control of his sacred sites. So ideally, you want to start with your first sacred site and you begin walling it. Don't think he's going to be able to wall this sacred site unless he wants to also wall in the gold. So it might be a good idea if he looks to wall across like this, wall onto that side. That's probably going to be his best option for walling it in, and then maybe like look to wall in some sort of weird thing like that. But walling in this sacred site, unless you get the gold mine as well, it's not going to be possible. So unfortunate. So maybe he just wants to start off on the middle. You could always start down here as well, but it's very close to the enemy base. So another thing you've got to be cautious of are those reinforcements coming in. But we do now see Crackety slowly but steadily increasing the numbers of archers that he's got available to him on the defensive here. Now keep in mind, this could potentially be the last game. One of the things to note as well, I'm going to just quickly bring this one up for you on the screen. Take a look at Zertan on the Ottomans. Win, 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 win. He has won 4 games on the Ottomans. He has lost 0 games on the Ottomans. I don't know if this civilization is absolutely busted. I don't know if Zertan just loves the Ottomans. But Zertan is very strong on the Ottomans. And right now, Crackety here is going for a combo breaker because it has been 4 in a row for Zertan on the Ottomans. And he's going to have to pull it out on the Delhi today. So more units now going to be coming in for Zertan. We can see that he has begun to switch into archers. Keep in mind that he did have the military schools on archers, but he's also dropped down double archery range. Also got the stable. So it looks like he's going to be going for that standard combo. I love the fact that he opens this up with just a handful of spearmen, which is going to deter the enemy from going into any kind of horsemen. Instead, going to be thinking a bit more about archers, and then he's going to play heavy spear archer combo, which is going to be really, really potent here. Up towards the north, though, our first wall going to be coming down. We already see Spahi camping out on the sacred site. Realizing the time, it's about 9 minutes, or 9 minutes 20 through. We see more units moving out now. Crackety has spotted this one out, but I'm wondering whether he's going to do the 2 and 2 and realize, well, hold on a minute. How am I gonna wall in that sacred site? Let's watch to see how he goes about doing it. And yeah, it is going to be just a wall across the front. So yeah, goes for a little bit. It's so many resources invested into this. But he is going to be able to clear out this sacred site. Oh, he doesn't want to expose himself. Bringing the spearmen forward. Baiting it out, baiting the spy. Yeah, beautiful job right there. And absolutely just wipes out the spy in a clean sweep. So a lot of players would have just right-clicked the spy then He waited for the spearman to come up, so he was able to one-shot it. Beautifully played right there from Crackety, and that's going to secure this. It's going to mean that he can't, or that the Spahi won't be able to delay the sacred site. Also means that he's going to be very safe inside this little position, but hold on a minute. Oh, excuse me? What is this secret pathway? No way. Oh my, look at this secret little pathway right here. You're very lucky that this wall is on the right side of that pathway. Imagine if that wall was on the outside right here and you could just get us a sneaky little pathway through. Jeez Louise. That could have been worrisome. Gate now going to be coming up. Sacred site is captured. Reinforcements going to be on the wrong side here for Crackety. 35 population against 35 military population. 36 villagers against 37. Things are as even as they possibly could be. Look at this. Look at this. 36, 36, 38, 37, 37, 30. Look at that. Look at that. I can't believe how even this is right now. More walls now going to be coming in from our Ottoman player on the south side. He is beginning to channel the inner onion. And now we also see walls coming up from Crackety. He's got to be careful here. Big force moving in. Manages to break through the walls. A little bit of a problem right now for Crackety. Loses out a couple of units here. Spearman going to be moving forward, but the archer numbers are already quite decent. Meta going to be grouping up here. And villagers start to get taken out. The first villager kill of the game. It goes down. And now begins to focus down on the outpost. The archer numbers looking good. He's going to have to bring these bad boys over. Come on, get him over here, Crackety. Don't forget about him. He's struggling a little bit here with the Delhi, a civilization he might not be particularly familiar with. He saved it till last. Ideally, you want to avoid using those civilizations that you're going to be saving till last, and that's probably why you save them until last. So unfortunately for him, loses a couple more villages. A total of 5 now going down, and Zerdan looking to continue that streak of 5 victories on the Ottomans today. He's looked incredible so far in this game, and he continues to look good. We switch it now over to the resource income per minute. Keep in mind that Crackety's got this sacred site in the north, so that's going to be giving him an extra 150 gold a minute. He's always got the ability to move down to the sacred site in the south, but the Spahi sits lying in wait. More Spahis, as well as a couple of spearmen looking to hit that wood line. And now the numbers here of archers. We've got 16 archers up against 32. You can see the real difference here. Villagers forced to evacuate the wood line. Archers might be in a little bit of trouble. Zerdan with a big mass here. Spahi getting in on top. It's not looking good right now for Crackety. We enter into the cinematic mode as Zerdan looks to try and take out Crackety completely. It's going to be Archer v Archer. But unfortunately, there's so many more archers here. And keep in mind, they've got that meta bonus. Meta gets taken out eventually. But the damage at this point has been done. The healing now going to be coming out. And unfortunately, the Ottomans just looking so damn strong in this game, sticking with the one base play. At least I think still sticking with the one base play. It might be that he's the case that he's moved over. No, it's just going to be that one base play. So he has just put in 100% of the resources and said, I'm going to take you out. And look at the focus right now. Focusing down all of those scholars. And from here, how does Crackety even pull back from this? The mass is so damn big. He doesn't have access to mangonels, doesn't have access to knights, doesn't have access to men-at-arms. How do you deal with this massive archers when it's sitting on top of your production? And good game gets called. That is it. Crackety here going to be tapping out. And with that, Zerdan going to be claiming victory in this show match, in this series, going undefeated on the Ottomans. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. So many people say in the YouTube comments, Ottomans are terrible. Ottomans suck. Another Ottoman loss. Well, congratulations. Go over to Zerdan, not only winning the event, but demonstrating the strength of the Ottomans today with a 5th victory here on the Ottomans. Beautifully played by him. Beautiful execution there. Just knew the timing window for him. And I guess there was just a lot of spearmen coming out from Crackety. Probably didn't need them. But I guess that's just the sort of thing that you want to do, right? Like, you just want to make those the spearmen, and you want to make them together with the archers, but obviously Zerdan knows, I'm just going to make only archers. You can see right there, 55 units killed from Zerdan, 27 only for Crackety. Hold on, sorry, you guys can't see that. Apologies. I've been looking over the stats here, and you guys have just been looking at the image on your screen. So we'll take a look at the stats once again. So 27 units killed for Crackety, 55 for Zerdan. The villager count obviously very even. Both players just sticking with the 1 TC, obviously until the end, where villagers did start going down. So, fellas, I hope you've enjoyed this series. It's been incredibly fun to cast. I've enjoyed these games. If I had to pick a favorite, it was probably that last game between the English and the Malians. That was a lot of fun. So if you want to go back, I mean, it's been spoiled for you now. You know that the English win in the end, but I would encourage you to go back and watch it. It is an absolute banger of a game, a ripper of a game. It was a lot of fun. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, I'm not sure if the Red Bull Wallalol is still going on at the moment, or whether I'm flying back right now to Australia. But if it is on, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch it. And hey, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.